Yeah, Trey's our best defender, so that's why he was on Griesel. And I thought we neutralized him the first half. A lot of the damage got done, late when we got behind and we got in scramble mode and went to some trapping and stuff. And they picked that apart, and Sam did a good job making the right play out of that.
And it felt, all year you've seen a little bit of hedging and some trapping, more so the doubles to the post, but it felt like they probably did so more effectively than most teams. I guess what was so good about them doing so?
Yeah, they really defended us very similar to St. Thomas. They put a guy in the paint behind there, and they came on the bottom side whenever it went in there, and it didn't really matter who was on that weak side. It was generally usually an open 3-point shot, and like the St. Thomas game, we struggled to shoot it. We were just obviously playing a much superior opponent tonight or this afternoon. So, it's we've had a rough week shooting the basketball. I can't put my finger on why. Obviously these guys it's been a hell of an 8 or 9 days, but Nebraska played well. There was a lot of grit defensively to what they did, and even when we turned them over, we weren't really able to get out and turn it into offense like I'd hoped we could.
What did you see offensively in terms of how the ball was moving, how quick it was moving, and how much you guys were getting Nebraska in rotation?
I've got to watch the film, Matt, but I thought we were making the right play and getting the right shots. We've got some guys that have shot it at a pretty high level this year. And some that have done it really well throughout their career. And if you're going to pack up the paint, you either shoot a long mid-range or you shoot a 3-point shot. I'd much rather shoot a 3-point shot than a long mid-range. The analytics say that that's a much better shot. So, my guess is when we look at some of this, our shot selection was probably pretty good. Obviously, Derek Walker got him off to a great start, and that gave him some momentum early.
Mac, there was a point in the second half where Coloma had a wide open 3 and kind of looked it off. Do you feel like the confidence from deep has changed at all during the shooting slump?
I think that's human nature. You miss a few and you're like, all right, maybe I should hold on to this one. Our message to them is always the same. If we're playing the right way and we have an open shot, we want you to shoot it. That was really, I thought, the only one. I thought Bello had a couple the first half after he'd hit a couple that he probably turned down and drove it that I would have liked to seen him shoot. Like I said, I think we had decent shots, but as the game wore on, obviously we got tired. They got into the teeth of it, and we did an awful job of guarding that rim.
Mac, I think one of your favorite, well, not your favorite thing, one of the things you say a lot is you kind of get what you deserve sometimes. Do you feel like Bello said, in terms of the little things that aren't always there throughout the 40 minutes is part of this, or do you feel like you guys are?
I've got to watch the film before I jump to that conclusion, because I think you think you see things and then you watch the film and sometimes it's worse than you thought, sometimes it's better than you thought. But I thought our preparation was good. Obviously we couldn't really do anything on Friday, getting back late Thursday night, and guys playing a lot of minutes Friday. And I thought we got some good work done yesterday, and I felt like we had a bounce in our step again. But it's different being the hunted, and this team hasn't totally adjusted to that yet. We played 4 bye games, then you play 4 ranked teams, and when you're playing ranked teams, both teams are kind of in the same boat. And this is really the first one we played where we played a good basketball team that everybody expected us to beat. And it takes a different level of maturity to prepare yourself for that. And we'll learn and we'll get better because of it. But, we can dissect this 100 different ways. The bottom line is today Nebraska was a better team and they deserve the credit for that.
2 more.
Matt, it feels like in the past 2 games, Baylor and Trey have been particularly off, and those are 2 of the guys you rely on most for shot making. I guess, what are you telling your shot makers through this stretch?
Keep shooting it. Yep. The last thing they need to ever have happen is look at me and see doubt on my face. I've got 100% belief in their preparation and the work that they put in. I've seen it all summer, and I've seen it carry over into the fall and as the season begins. those guys have prepared themselves for those shots, and you'd like to see them go in, but unfortunately tonight or this afternoon, and I guess on Thursday, we didn't shoot it very well.
I guess on a smaller note to that effect, I mean, Bello, shooting well, and it seemed like you get timely ones that kept you in the fight a little bit.
Yeah.
How encouraging is that?
Bello's kind of in the same boat that
Yeah.
that Joel talked about. Trey and Baylor right now. He got an awful start when you compare it to his career numbers, but you can't. They don't need any doubt from their coach. They need confidence from their coach. Because to your question before, guys start to get a little hesitant and like, should I shoot this one? And a guy who thinks he's maybe going to miss is probably going to miss. So we want guys rising up with confidence, shooting the basketball. That's what they were recruited to do. That's the system that we play in. We've had a lot of success with it, and we'll have a lot of success with this team as the year goes on.
Thank you.
Thanks.